Old school rap group Houdini asked a poignant question. Friends, how many of us have them? According to the LA Times, men are in a friendship recession, as more than 1 in 7 men have no close friends. Friendships have vanished as if it was a magic trick by Houdini. And here's the thing, you are your brother's keeper and your sister's protector. But more than words, it's in works. What does that look like? I'm so glad you asked. Let's talk about it. I'm mic'd up. Join me and let's mix it up. What's going on, family? I need some big energy. How you doing? How you living? How's it going? What's happening? I hope you're doing well. Let's jump into it, family. I need you to make sure that you hit the thumbs up button on this video. Come on, hit the thumbs up button on this video. While you're doing that, hit the subscribe button. Yes. I want you to subscribe to this channel. It's a channel for change. It's a channel that brings change. It's a channel that breaks chains. We're jumping into it. We're talking about my brother's keeper today. Yeah. How to build and be better together. I came across something rather interesting and disheartening all at the same time. It was a report by the Survey Center. Said really since 1990. The number of men saying they have no close friends has jumped from 3% to 15%. According to the LA Times, said that 1 in 7 men have no close friendships. It's rather tough to hear. It's rather daunting. But then again, it's really not even surprising. According to the New York Times, at the height of the recession, at the height of the pandemic, speaking about the friendship recession, that is, said that of all friendships that were hit and hurt the most, male friendships were in many cases under the microscope more than anything. Family, I just want you to type friendship. I want you to type friendship. Type friendship. Male friendships were in a pandemic and have been in a pandemic even post-pandemic, because many of our friendships were predicated, especially during the pandemic as everything closed down, were predicated around sports. They were predicated for many men around going to the bar. That was shut down. The sporting event was shut down. The barbershop oftentimes was shut down as well. Right. And so in many cases, where did men have to go? Because generally, many of the conversation was specifically just around money, women, and sports. Wasn't anything substantive. Now, I want to talk about it today, about being your brother's keeper. What does it even mean? Because here's the thing. We can be, as men, so much of a competitor that we fail to be an encourager. We fail to be a protector. We fail to be a supporter. That's what it's about. It's about encouragement. It's about protection. It's about support of one another. It's about collaboration over competition. Come on, family, type collaborate. About collaboration over competition. And I want you to think about that. What does it even mean to be your brother's keeper? Why is that so significant? Seems to be a rather daunting task, to say at least Because when it is with us as men and even boys becoming men, a lot of times we don't develop any close friendships, anything that is substantive. Simply because we have been taught not to emote. We've been taught not to verbalize, but to internalize. We've been taught not to show any of our feelings, and especially don't wear your heart on your sleeve. And so women will have plenty of friends throughout the course of their life oftentimes. Some will also have strong friendships that go far as back as grade school, kindergarten, what have you. I remember I lost one of my dearest friends at the age of 7. A guy, Henry. Lost him at the age of 7 to cancer. Probably my best friend I ever had. I mean, we were just so close. We were just so tight-knit. God has blessed me to have real good friendships, strong male friendships with gentlemen who are in my age group and even older than me. And then even with the younger ones, I find myself being a mentor to them. Henry was just a different guy. Lost him when I was at the age of 7. We were both the same age. And when I think about that, our birthday was just a couple months apart. And I remember we played stuff, video games, duck hunt, this, that, and the other. I mean, we love basketball. We love sports. And I didn't really understand what cancer was all about as a kid. All I knew was that I stopped seeing him. All I knew was that I heard he got sick. All I knew was that he was sick, and I saw it. And he passed away. And in many cases, as I went through cancer years later and beat it, I had survivor's guilt. I had survivor's remorse. Because it's like, I'm no better than he is. I lived, he passed. Some things you just never understand the why about it. And to a certain degree, for years even after that, because of that being a traumatic situation and not even necessarily addressing it, really even knowing how to address it. For many years, I didn't even want to get close to anybody, trust anybody. Because it's like, well, are they going to go too? What's going to happen to them? Because that mean life can happen like a snap of a finger. Life can happen. Life will life. And to a certain degree, us as men, we don't process our pain proactively. We can do a lot better with that. We haven't necessarily been taught how to do that. And so it can become a daunting task, especially as we look at friendships in the grand scheme of things and how it affects us as men. Hard to talk about our issues, hard to talk about our problems, because with your woman, you got to be strong. Especially in the face of other brothers, you got to be strong. So where can a man go to where he doesn't always have to be strong? Who can embrace Superman and Clark Kent at the same time and not cast any aspersions, any judgments onto him? And when you grow up like that, when you deal with a myriad of situations like that, it makes it hard for you to really develop friendships that can be substantive. Hard to be responsible for yourself, much less anybody else. And especially as we're living in a society that is inculcated with a me first and only mentality. It takes transformation to think collectively, to think collaboratively, to think critically. When you think about that question, am I my brother's keeper? This is a question that was posed to God by Cain. And anybody knows anything biblically, especially about the story of Cain and Abel, we understand how Cain slew his brother simply because he was jealous. That's what it is. One of the first questions that was ever asked in Scripture was God asking man a question, and that is, Adam, where are you? Where are you in your life? Where are you in your communities? Where are you in the lives of your children? Where are you emotionally? It's not a question of location, it's a question of proximity and relationship with him and relationship with your brothers and your sisters. You are your brother's keeper. You are your sister's protector. Where are you emotionally? Where are you in relationship to your spouse? These are the questions that you have to ask yourself. Where am I? What am I doing to be my brother's keeper? What am I doing to show up as my sister's protector? These are struggles that we're oftentimes facing. We're confused about how to get there. We're confused about where it is that we should go. And fear has caused us, just like it did Adam, to go into hiding. Yeah, not abiding with our brothers and sisters, but hiding ourselves simply because of the pain that is oftentimes gone unaddressed. How can you address what you won't confess? How can you heal from what you won't deal with? How can you recover from what it is that you won't cover? We have hidden our gifts. We have hidden our power. We have hidden our emotions. We have hidden our intellectuality and our ability, hiding behind addiction, hiding behind money, hiding behind anger and pride and titles and accomplishments. And much like Adam, this is what we do. We point the blame at everybody else. Adam said, this is the woman you gave me. Wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here. This, that, and the other. Blaming everybody else. When you think about it, you got more fingers pointed back in your direction. Second question. Posed in Scripture is now God asking Cain, Cain, why are you so angry? Why are you so angry, Cain? Oftentimes us as men, we're so angry and we don't even know why. Filled with rage. But we won't give God the pen to write a new chapter and turn the page. Flip the page. Filled with anger. Filled with rage. Because we refuse to confront our issues. Bitterness. Strife. Anxiety that impedes our lives and that affects our life long term. Unbridled anger. You got to realize this. Unbridled anger is one action away from danger. We got to exercise self-control so that we don't break our brother. We don't beat our brother, but we build our brother. You got to internally investigate, how do we get here? How do we get here from there? How do we get there from here? Got 3 questions. One is that, Adam, where are you? Secondly, God asked Cain, why are you so angry? Third question is now man asking God a question. And that is, am I my brother's keeper? Family, just type my brother's keeper. Come on, my brother from another mother, my sister from another mister. My brother's keeper. Family, if you don't have my book, My Brother's Keeper, I encourage you to go ahead and get that. Go get My Brother's Keeper. Available on Amazon, available at my website, EddieConnor.com /shop. Go ahead, get The Mask of Masculinity, available on Amazon as well. Available on my website as well. Get Who Can Find a Faithful Man. Got a lot of content for men. I got a lot of content regarding men. Go ahead and get those books. Add them to your library. We're talking about friendship. But here's another thing I realize. Membership has its privileges. If you're not a member of our YouTube family, if you're not a member of our YouTube channel, yeah, I didn't say my, I said our. If you're not a member of our YouTube channel, go ahead and join us. Tap the join button. Unlock Connor's Corner content. VIP, royalty, OQP, empowering members only content. Membership has its privileges. And then, of course, soar with us into our Eagles Academy. It's my membership, is my coaching program. Join me there, theeaglesacademy.com. The story of Cain and Abel, found in Genesis, 4th chapter. Very familiar story, but it's entrenched in destruction. It's entrenched in anger. It's entrenched in competition and drama and envy and jealousy and rage and ultimately murder. I know maybe there's a brother or a sister who's watching, and you're talking about my brother's keeping my sister's protector. Maybe you say, you know what, I never murdered anybody, but you just might have. Maybe it wasn't with a gun, but was it with your tongue? It wasn't with a sword, but your words were a sword. You cut them down. You talk negatively about them. You assassinated their character, specifically with the words that you said. We've got to be conscientious. We've got to be very, very cognizant of what it is that we're saying and who it is that we are saying what we're saying about. No doubt about it. The Bible expresses the whole aspect of the rage of what it is. Cain murdering his brother Abel. And in many cases, it was premeditated. Abel was a cheerful giver. Abel presented offerings to God. Cain was someone who you would not have called a cheerful giver. And his attitude toward his brother was totally unethical. And so here's the thing. Before Cain ever killed his brother physically, he first killed him mentally. So by the time that it came to where he slayed his brother, he had justified it because he had already walked through the premeditated notion in his mind. I want to ask you a question. What is the thought that you have about your brother or your sister? What is the thought that you have about them? Is the thought that you have about them, oh, they think they all that, they doing too much? And now you just want to cut them down versus build them up? What is the preconceived notion that in many cases you have premeditated, you have configured in your mind about them? We got to recognize that here it is, we're better together. We don't just go as far as high. We don't just go as far and as high as our dream. We go as far and as high as our team. What does Scripture say? He that would have friends, he that hath friends, must show himself friendly. What am I doing to show myself friendly? What am I doing to get out of just my own clique and my own crew and my own cynical thoughts and my own ideas and ideals? And begin to get into a particular place to say, let me learn about somebody. Let me be friendly to somebody. Let me connect with somebody who may be different than me. I don't care what Drake said. No new friends. No. You need some. Got to keep going. Got to keep growing. Got to keep improving. In the midst of the special message, I got a special message for you, family. Once you stick and stay, more is coming your way. Don't touch that dial. Smile. There it is. After these messages, I guarantee you, I'll be right back. Family, listen and lean in. Don't you think it's time to grow your greatness? No, seriously, it's just us talking. If you intend to soar, you need to visit theeaglesacademy.com/store. Why? Because I want you to join my mailing list. I want you to get all the solutions, the strategies, and the systems to write that best-selling book. You know it's in you. You know it's your time. Time to cultivate your communication skills. Develop, learn the art of communication. So much more. Visit theeaglesacademy.com/store so you can soar. Family, we're back. Yes, y'all. And we don't stop. Be sure to heed to the resources that you've heard. Let's get back to the word. We're talking about my brother's keeper. Yeah. How to be better together. That's what it's all about. Talk about my brother's keeper. How to build. How to break through and be better together. It's so needed. It's so necessary. Cain never got away from what he did to Abel, even though he enabled himself to slay his brother, he never got away with murder, even though the show says how to get away with murder. He never did, because God cursed Cain for killing his brother. And when we think about the crime, when we think about the violence, when we think about the trepidation in our world, God said this about Abel, that your brother's blood speaks from the ground. As the blood spills in the streets, as the blood spills in the corners, in the crevices of our world, as the blood spills in communities, whether it's black on black crime, whether it's white on white crime, none of which is better than the other. When we think about all of these things going on, your brother and your sister's blood cries out from the streets. Crime and violence. To actually have to bury mentees simply because of a drive-by shooting. It hurts your heart. See the self-destructive, self-sabotage type of behaviors, to where men either take their life or they commit a crime. Between suicide and homicide. When you think about this, the denigration, degradation of men in society, it still rings loud and clear. The resounding question is, are we our brother's keeper? Family, type OQP. Type OQP. Only quality people. And here's the thing. If you see yourself as an only quality person, your words got to match that. Your actions got to match that. How you treat your brother and your sister has to connect to that. Not breaking my brother, I'm building my brother. Not breaking my sister, I'm building my sister. I'm strengthening my sister. You look at the slain in these yet to be United States of America, the abused, the voice of the abuser crying out. The voices of slain brothers are still crying out through bloodshed. The voices of our wayward young sisters are screaming for their fathers. The voices of those who are addicted and conflicted. Yeah, those are the ones who are crying out for freedom. And here's what we can't do. We can't turn our back on prevalent issues in our communities. We can't live in a state of denial when our homes are in shambles. We can't live in a denigrated, desecrated, and with a destructive spirit of Cain and never address our pain. Right? Because to really face these issues, we got to have some boldness. To really face these issues, we got to understand that us as men, we cannot be a lone wolf. We're better together. We can't just hide our pride. We can't just hide our ego inside. We got to put it aside. Here's what we got to do. We got to seek out opportunities to connect. We got to get on that phone. We got to call up that brother that we haven't talked to in months, in weeks, in days, in decades. And maybe to a certain degree, we don't want to get close to another brother because we still have angst and animosity and disconnection toward our father. Toward maybe the brother who we grew up with. And scripture says this, a brother is born for adversity. That's not to cause it, that's to help you through it. And so, because even us as men have been hurt by other brothers, we don't want to connect. We're dealing with adversity internally because of the adversity that was caused on us. And so now we redistribute that same pain into a place of adversity, whether it's with our brothers, whether it's with our sisters, whether it's through a place of self-sabotage and self-destructive behaviors and habits. But here's the beautiful thing. There's healing for your heart. There's healing that moves you into a place of reconciliation and restoration. Challenges create champions. But here's the thing. It's hard to just be a champion on your own. The road is a lot rough. The going is a lot tough. When you refuse to take responsibility for your life, much less repair your relationships. Come on, family, type restoration. Type restoration. When you think about that terminology, my brother's keeper, God places a high priority on how we treat one another. Cain asked, am I my brother's keeper? And in many cases, it was a rhetorical question. He knew the answer to that. That word keeper in my brother's keeper speaks to that Hebrew word, which is shamar. And that word shamar means to guard. It means to protect. It means to support. It means to guide. It means to regard highly. And the looming question that we have to answer today is, are we responsible for our brothers? And the answer is emphatically yes. Not only are we responsible for our brothers, but we're going to be held accountable for the treatment that we show to our brothers. In our communities, rather than looking away from each other, we got to look out for each other. One of my good friends, Yusef Bunchy Shakur, I love his statement that he's used for years and it never gets old. It's an evergreen statement. And he says this, we have to restore the neighbor back to the hood. Yeah, because really our neighborhoods have been nothing but just hoods. Not much of anything good. We got to restore the neighbor back to the hood. Being the neighbor says, I'm my brother's keeper. I'm my sister's protector. I'm not going to look away. If I have to, I'll get in the way. I'm not going to look away. I'm going to look out for one another. That's what accountability is all about. Because accountability, yes, it's relational, but it's also spiritual. I worked in politics some years ago. And I worked for Congressman Hanson Clark, former Congressman Hanson Clark of 13th District in the city of Detroit. People have asked me if I'm ever going to run for politics, political office. No. I'm good. I saw the good, the bad, and the ugly about it. I think I'm all right. When you think about Martin Luther King, when you think about Malcolm X, they never held political office. But in many cases, they did more than any politician that ever came before. Worked in Congress as an aide to former Congressman Hanson Clark. And I was telling him, because I developed a mentorship program, founded a mentorship program called Boys to Books, looking at illiteracy and incarceration being interconnected. And I saw, as I was a teacher in the classroom, that whenever our boys opened up books, oftentimes they closed their eyes. Their books became the most comfortable pillow. And I thought about the burdens that many of our brothers carry, addressed, unaddressed, voiced, unvoiced. And I felt that reading was one of the aspects that our brothers needed remediation. Because reading affects everything. Job placement, being a courageous community citizen, voting, the course of your life, reading a contract, all of these things. It really speaks volumes. And I told him, I said, I've been developing this mentorship program and it's been positive and prosperous. And I'm looking at the statistics that prisons are built based on second and third grade reading scores. We got to teach our brothers how to read, how to lead, how to succeed. And we drafted up a resolution, HRES 721. It's a public record that got bipartisan support with former Congressman Hanson Clark, who was a Democrat, and the Republican Tim Scott. I believe he's out of South Carolina, still serving office to this day. And we developed this resolution Never became legislation, but it was a resolution, a call to the conscience of America about black and brown brothers across these United States, that illiteracy is a huge predicament that we have to solve. Little did I know that while President Obama was serving in office during the time that we developed this resolution, that he would use it to develop the My Brother's Keeper initiative. That's right. My Brother's Keeper. All about empowering our brothers to develop their literacy skills, to get solid employment, to discover their purpose. And I believe the My Brother's Keeper initiative and vision had 6 milestones. Many of those milestones spoke to education. Many of those milestones spoke to picking up a trade, getting through college, proper funding. That states and cities could assist in the development and the prosperity of many of our brothers. There's a lot of work to do. But here's what we got to do. We got to see what we can do to roll up our sleeves, to engage in the fierce urgency of now, and to help, to give back to the least, the last, the lost, the left out, the overlooked, the underserved, and the underrepresented. It is Dr. George Fraser who said, once you learn and earn, then you must return to your community. Is the great Julian Bond, former NAACP chairman, who said, God rest his soul, great things don't come to those who wait. They come to those who agitate. We have to be dogmatic enough to agitate the system, to say, no, we can't keep going with business as usual. We got to band together. We got to build together. We got to break through together, simply because we are better together. Come on, family. Type better together. Type better together, family. Yeah, type better together. We're our brother's keeper. We're our sister protector. What do you think about your son? How many formidable positive friendships does he have? What do you think about your life? How many positive, formidable friendships do you have? Because here's the thing. It's not about having a whole bunch of people in your life. It's about having the right kind of people. That's what it's about. When you're facing challenges in your life, it's easy to find folks you can party with. It's easy to find folks that you can, in many cases, laugh with and spend money on. But do you have real friends who will be there with you through thick and thin, through the ups and the down times? You never really know what your friendships are like until now you're tested. Whatever can't be tested can't be trusted. And because we have experienced so much distrust in our lives, it's hard for us to connect. It's hard for us to trust. But I believe God is healing your heart, giving you a renewed sense of confidence. Friend loveth at all times. A brother's born for adversity. But there is a friend that sticketh closer than any brother. That's Jesus. That's Christ. That's him in your life who gives you discernment of who to connect with and who to disconnect from. Do I have people in my life who are adding to me? Or do I have people in my life who are subtracting from my life? Do I have people in my life who are frenemies? Help me, somebody. Friends disguised as enemies. I don't need those type of individuals. Type of individuals that I have that are going to be in my life are those who are going to love me through what I go through. They're going to lift me through it. And here's what they're going to also do. They're going to give me words of encouragement on how to level up. They're not going to leave me where I am. They're going to empower me to move my life to a different direction and to a different dimension. Because it's all about positive, formidable connection. And I believe that in this season, God has given you friends. Yeah, it's all right. to have some new friends. It's all right to have some friends that bring togetherness. It's all right to have some friends that speak life into your life. It's all right to have some friends who don't just want to withdraw from you, but they want to deposit wealth. They want to deposit wisdom. They want to deposit wherewithal into your life to keep you strong, to keep you going and growing to the next level. Family, we're going to pause right here. I would that you sow into this word that you've heard on today. Yeah, real friends. You are your brother's keeper. You are your sister's protector. And I'm believing that God is bringing people in your life who will embrace you, who will give grace to you, and who will celebrate you. They're not going to tolerate you. They're going to celebrate you. Yeah, I pray for you. You pray for me. I love you. I need you to survive. Here's what Hezekiah Walker said. He said, I won't harm you with words from my mouth. Yeah, the test of real love is, what are you saying? Not just when I'm in your face, but when my back is turned. Are you able to speak my name in rooms that my feet haven't stepped into? That's the real test of friendship. Family, we've had a super conversation. I would that you would drop a super chat or a super sticker. So will you grow. So will you soar. You are your brother's keeper. You are your sister's protector. This is good ground. You can sow electronically, $ access identity on Cash App, PayPal. You can also sow via Zelle, EddieConnorJr at Gmail. Cash App, $ access identity. You can sow on PayPal, Zelle, EddieConnorJr at Gmail. Links are in the chat. Links are in the description of this video. You can sow via Super Chat. You can sow via Super Sticker. And I'm praying for you that God will bring real friends into your life who are going to help you to stand the storm, the rain, the trial, and even the pain. If you're not a part of our Eagles community, why don't you join? Yes, join us. Yes, my private group, coaching, teaching, mentoring, training. You need to be a part of it with real friends, real accountability partners. Come on, family. Drop some eagle emojis in the chat. We go high, no lie. We soar into more. And I would that you would join us there as we soar into greater success, promise, and purpose. Go right now. Yeah, because I'm teaching what I don't teach. Yeah, I'm teaching what I don't teach here, over there. Where's there? TheEaglesAcademy.com. Go right now, TheEaglesAcademy.com. Tap the join now button. Fill out the form. I guarantee you're going to be transformed. You can also be a member on our YouTube channel. Tap the join button. Unlock. Connor's Corner. Yes, where I'm doing some coaching there. Connor's Corner. A lot of content over there. Check it out. I don't share it on my social media. I don't share it particularly on this YouTube channel. It's for members only. Membership has its privileges. Be a friend of our channel and become a member. Family, was this word enriching to you? Yes, was this word enriching you? I count you as one of my friends. And so I want you to make sure that you continue to stay, because our show is unraveling, developing, empowering, and encouraging you to grow each and every single day. Family, in the mix. Oh, we out of time. But guess what? I am not out of truth. And so I want to thank you for rocking with me. I want to thank you for riding with me. I want to thank you for rolling with me. Why? Because that's just how we roll. And we roll together each and every single weekday, Monday through Friday. For In the Mix, right here on the YouTube side. Make sure that you like, comment, share, subscribe. Come on, hit the thumbs up button on this video. Yes, hit the thumbs up button on this video. Has been an explosion of inspiration. While you're doing that, hit the subscribe button. I don't want you to be a ghost follower at all. Help me to grow my channel. Help me to grow our channel. And I would totally appreciate it. Follow me on all social sites at EddieConnorJr. Be a friend with me. Come on, let's be friends. Yeah. I don't want you to do a Houdini on me at all. Friends, how many of us have them? I want you to be a real friend. Follow me. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok. We don't stop. at EddieConnorJr. Come on, put some respect on my name. EddieConnorJr. If I can help you, if I can serve in any way, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. If you're looking for a speaker, yeah, I'm the man for the job. Invite me to speak at your church, your conference, your community center, your school, your graduation, your session. Let's make some progression. Invite me, and you can do that by emailing me, info@eddieconnor.com. It's yours truly, Dr. Eddie, your main man, 100 grand, your friend and your brother. Yeah, I mean that. From another mother. Family has been fun, but you know, brother, gotta run. But I want you to know it's been a privilege and a pleasure, a treat and a treasure, a joy beyond measure. But I want you, yes, you, my friend, to remember to keep the faith and believe it's going to be bigger, better, brighter, peace, and a whole lot of love. Keep soaring higher. So what's your ETA? Your destiny is waiting for you to launch into your next dimension. You know, I realize one of the greatest gifts that a teacher can give you is speed. What do I mean? They can take what they've learned in decades and give it to you in days, moments, and months, and give it to you and instruct you in minutes. This is exactly what I do in my Eagles community. I want you to go to theeaglesacademy.com right now to get access to my private mentorship group where I coach, teach, train, mentor you to transform your thinking by increasing your ideas, your impact, and your influence. You need to know that you were created to soar into more and become more. I want to be your coach. I want to be your tour guide to help you to navigate the landscape of your potential and take you to a place within yourself that you can't go by yourself. It's your time to move into new realms of abundance, to reimagine, reshape, rethink your life, and influence your future through your spiritual gifts, development of your purpose, the emotional intelligence, relational intelligence, business acumen, to maximize your marketplace mandate, and so much more. And our Eagles community is where we learn, we lead, we laugh, and we love on a greater level. I want you to aspire higher with us. Get your wings to win, and let's soar into more at theeaglesacademy.com. Can't wait to see your face in our digital space.